Hello everyone, it's Kik here, and in today's episode we have a lineup of exciting developments for you. A new language model has demonstrated almost human-like capabilities. ChatGPT has started conversing with users. An android from China broke the world record in walking speed. The world's fastest drone capable of streaming Formula 1. The flagship eVTOL that accelerates up to 305 km/h. Tests of the largest aviation module on liquid hydrogen. And a special video from space where taikonauts service the solar panels of the Tiangong station. All this and much more right now. Let's go! Today we start with one of OpenAI's main competitors, Anthropic, which released a family of language models named Claude 3. All three models from the startup, Claude 3 Haiku, Claude 3 Sonnet, and Claude 3 Opus, show progress in analysis and forecasting as well as top marks in performance tests compared to ChatGPT or Gemini 1.0 Ultra. Each has a context window of 200,000 tokens, which is the exact number of word parts the AI can process at once. Interestingly, when Anthropic released Claude and Claude 2 in March and July last year, they lagged behind OpenAI's best models in performance, although they exceeded them in the size of the context window. Claude 3 has finally caught up with the leader. Although there is no unanimous opinion among experts on this matter, it all depends on which particular indicator is considered the most important. Regardless, Claude 3 demonstrated success in various cognitive tests on logic, expert knowledge, and language proficiency. According to the company, the Opus model, the most powerful of the three, exhibits almost human-level understanding and fluency in solving complex tasks. But of course, this does not mean that Claude 3 Opus has reached the level of general artificial intelligence or anything like that. Claude 3's performance improvement was partly due to the use of artificial data generated by another AI language model during training. While Anthropic tries to catch up with OpenAI, ChatGPT has added the ability to voice answers. The feature is called Read Aloud. The chatbot will voice responses to user queries in one of 5 voices. Currently, ChatGPT supports 37 languages and can automatically recognize the appropriate option. The Read Aloud feature is available in the free GPT 3.5 model and the paid GPT 4. It's accessible in iOS and Android apps, and gradually, all users of the ChatGPT browser version will receive it. On smartphones, you need to hold your finger on the chatbot's response to open the player. It allows you not only to turn on the voiceover, but also to rewind it or pause it. In the web version, Read Aloud can be enabled by clicking on the speaker icon under the text. Meanwhile, the Android Unit 3 from China breaks world records. Presented in December 2023, the first version of the Unit 3 robotics android was 1.80 meters tall, weighed about 47 kilos, and could carry a 30-kilo load. The hip, knee, and ankle joints gave the robot's legs 5 degrees of freedom and the upper limbs 4 degrees of freedom. H1 could see everything happening around it thanks to an Intel RealSense D435i head camera with a depth sensor and a Livox MED 360 LiDAR. The data from these devices was analyzed in real time. During the December presentation, H1 walked, ran briskly, and didn't fall even when kicked from the side or behind. But now, the latest version, H1 Evolution v3.0, can do everything its predecessors could and then some. First and foremost, the walking speed on a flat surface has increased to 3.3 MMIS, setting a world record for full-sized humanoid robots. For comparison, the bipedal robot Cassie from Agility Robotics ran a 100-meter dash in 2022 in 24.73 seconds. The average speed was 4 ms. However, Cassie cannot be considered a full humanoid as it essentially has only legs and a head. Other competitors either do not disclose walking speed or have so far focused on upper limbs. The android Optimus from Tesla walks much slower, 0.6 ms. In addition, H1 Evolution v3.0 dances, demonstrating coordination of the whole body, nimbly ascends and descends stairs, jumps as high as a person, and unloads a robodog. The standing jump, by the way, is quite a difficult trick for bipedal machines equipped with standard electric motors. More acrobatic androids like Boston Dynamics Atlas perform jumps on powerful but bulky, heavy, and leaky hydraulic drives. And since we've started talking about speeds, let's show you the Dutch company Drone Gods, which together with the Red Bull Formula 1 team created the world's fastest FPV drone for filming competitions at the pace of racing cars. This custom drone can accelerate to a speed of 350 km/h, with acceleration from 100 to 300 km/h in just 2 seconds. It can navigate the track alongside the cars with turns, accelerations, and braking, enduring peak loads up to 6 GRE. About a year was spent on the development of the drone, prototyping, and creating the final version. All components of the bullet-shaped drone's body and frame were either CNC machined from carbon plastic or 3D printed. Electronics and motors were standard, but manufacturers made specific improvements to the motors and control circuits at the engineer's request. Eventually, all this will appear on the market in commercial products. The drone's weight was kept within 1 kg. For a machine accelerating to 350 km/h with loads up to 6 GRE and average loads around 2 to 3 GRE, weight is significant. During development, the drone's mass was reduced reduced by 10% from the weight of the first prototypes. Tests showed that the drone could complete a 5.8-kilometer track at maximum settings for electronics, motors, and batteries without overheating. It followed the track alongside the RB20 Red Bull Formula One car, sometimes even overtaking the racing car. Undoubtedly, the drone operator needed reflexes and reactions not inferior to those of the race car driver, perhaps even faster. Let's move on, as tests of the largest aviation module on liquid hydrogen have already begun. California-based Universal Hydrogen has started testing replaceable liquid hydrogen modules capable of significantly increasing the range of green passenger aviation. The company is retrofitting various passenger planes, in particular the Bombardier-300, which from a 56-seater became a 40-seater. Hydrogen tanks require a lot of space. Its range reached 740 km, which, according to the company, covers 75% of routes typically served by this class of aircraft. Recently, Universal Hydrogen connected a module to a test bench for the first time, acting as the equivalent of the power plant of a modified Dash 8. The test was successful and the module provided a steady power supply for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And now, the Florida-based company Doroni Aerospace, founded in 2016, has introduced its flagship aircraft HX-1. Although it is an eVTOL, its design and application differ from some competitors currently in development. For example, Doroni designed the H-1X as a two-seater personal aircraft, not as an air taxi with a larger cabin for several passengers. The H-1X also features a unique tandem wing configuration with integrated propellers. This design feature increases the lift and efficiency of the eVTOL compared to traditional designs, and the wing guards can better manage airflow. Ducted fans also operate quieter, even when the 8 electric motors are spinning, and do not pose a danger to people nearby. However, there may be problems at high speed. Nevertheless, the Doroni team claims that the airflow around the ducted fans will be maintained and will not interfere with their operation at high speeds. And what's a kick without technomaniacs in space? Let's start with the technomaniacs who made an internet radio receiver in the form of an audio cassette. The radio receiver, the size of a cassette for a tape recorder, can connect to any internet radio stations. Anyone can make such a gadget, as its creator has released a guide with detailed assembly instructions. The enthusiast used a Raspberry Pi 5 as the hardware platform for the receiver. Instead of classic FM radio, the author chose internet radio, as a large antenna is not included in the design, which would prevent achieving a good signal. In contrast, the operation of internet radio is limited only by Wi-Fi access points. The user of such a gadget can load any radio stations available through the internet. A transparent screen is located in the middle of the gadget to display information about artists and compositions. In the future, the author intends to add a sound spectrum analyzer that will operate parallel to the song playback. And of course, space. As part of the Shenzhou 17 mission, Chinese astronauts went on a spacewalk for the second time to perform technical maintenance on the solar panel of the station. They spent more than 8 hours outside. The Tiangong station was commissioned in April 2021. It is expected to remain in orbit for at least 10 years and will be continuously upgraded according to China's priorities. Large area solar panels are a primary source of energy for orbital stations and require regular maintenance as they are exposed to micrometeorites. The Chinese Manned Space Agency reported that the spacewalk of astronauts Tan and Jiang went smoothly, and the station's power supply was restored. The Shenzhou 17 mission is expected to conclude in April or May 2024, after which a new team will be sent to the station. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to not miss a fresh portion of handpicked news. Goodbye!